Hey guys, welcome to Cloudy Talks. Back again is Protodead. I had to have him back. Proto, there was so much comments and views, and that was such a fun night when your podcast went live. Uh, it got a lot of tractions, so I appreciate you being on the first time and the second time. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me back, Mr. Emerald. Cloudy, keep it cloudy, guys. And yeah, it was cool. I really liked it. It was neat. It was fun listening back to it, and I was like, oh damn, I almost sounded intelligent there for about 30 seconds. So yeah, I appreciate you coloring me intelligent there.
Yeah, my family, I think, was pretty impressed with you. Sandra Roberts went online and said you was pretty interesting, and then my brother, he said, "Yeah, I really like that podcast. I got what he said about the abandoning thing." And I was looking at him weird, like, "What?" So I think that whole second half, you really struck a chord, at least with my brother.
That's cool. He should really do this with you. I think it'd be really neat to hear what he's got to say about maybe not just art stuff, but I mean, sometimes it's like when you have a good idea and you've never heard anybody else say it before, and then you hear somebody say it, and they're not saying it from a position of authority, that like they're not a teacher or something like that, or somebody that's supposed to be above you, just like normal people, and you can communicate with them like you're on the same level. It's really refreshing to say like, dude, I've felt those same feels, man. I've had those same ideas. It's amazing somebody else, is attacking a subject in the same way that I'm attacking it. So
Yeah, I think you put it into words for him because he said he's always felt like that about everything he's done. And I've always saw my brother as an amazing artist because back when he was in high school, even like we would go over my grandma's house and my uncle lived there, and he's native, and so he does a bunch of native art like beads. He makes his wrist stuff, dream catchers, and then he would draw. And my brother would get a comic book like a Spider-Man, and he would copy that, like not trace but copy it to the T and make it look amazing. And so I always had memories of going over to my grandma's house when she would watch us, and him just sitting down and for hours drawing out something really picture perfect. It was pretty cool. So, but he never expressed that like, oh, this isn't good enough or this or that. And I just thought it was always something he did, and he did well, and he knew he did well. But even recently, just calling him out, I guess we was over Mimi's house. We were doing like one of those, paint with Bob, or what's that guy's name?
I think it's Bob Vila
Yeah,
painting with Bob Vila.
painting with Bob Vila Tonleone. And he was like, yeah, I was even hesitant to even do that just because the fear of not doing well enough. And I was like, man, I guess I never had that because when I was younger, I drew all the time, but it wasn't like a good enough or bad enough. It was just what it was. So I'm
Yeah,
not sure if I'm missing out on something or.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna comment on your level of dedication to art or whatever, but I think I think for you to be a little bit careless, not careless in a negative connotation, but being a little bit not so like strict on yourself or not so critical of your own art or whatever that you produce is a measure of how carefree you are about it, how little it really matters if it turns out bad or good. You know what I mean? Like it's not it's you're
Hmm.
free. You can be free in ways that other people that are very self-conscious cannot be free.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because I guess so. Because every time when I drew, which is basically all day, every day, especially when I got into high school, if anybody's seen the newest Cloudy Reacts to Alice in Chains, that I made a comment that I had the unplugged CD, and it was literally going 24/7 in my room. I would just sit down and kind of like lose myself in drawing. What wife says is just chicken scratch, but to
Mm.
me, I would just kind of get lost and almost like in a daydream, and then I would kind of wake up and be like, I would look at the page and be like, oh, I guess I just did this. I really didn't even realize. And then once I quote unquote wake up, then it was over. Like on to the next one.
Hmm. Mhm.
and the quality was just what it was, and it was almost like I didn't do it, so I didn't judge it as in, oh, I did a good job or a bad job. It's more of that's just kind of what came out. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So you ever heard of a flow state before?
By contents, I'm guessing what it is. Explain.
Uh, a flow state is like where you can be like totally in the moment. You're not worried about the past and you're not concerned about the future and you're just like in the here and the now and you're a lot of times people say when you're in the flow state, you can actually perform way better than if you're like super concentrating on something, you
Hmm.
know? So I think if you can get in the moment and you're drawing on the paper and you're just kind of, doing or whatever, you're kind of lost in a daydream. You're not really paying attention. You're just laying lead down on the page. I think that might could be you tapping into the flow state, or you, since a lot of times you're very comfortable and your whole family seems to be very comfortable, like in front of the camera, in front of the mic, in front of strangers, and all that other stuff. You guys maybe just have an inherent gift that you're maybe more in that flow zone, that flow state than the average person.
Flow state.
Yeah, flow state. It's a pretty
Try.
big deal. They say that there's some people in California, especially in Silicon Valley, that are microdosing LSD,
Oh,
saying that that helps them get into the flow state.
wow. Yeah, I was watching Bill Burr's podcast, and I guess he took mushrooms for the first time in Joshua Tree, and apparently that like changed his life or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. He must have been on Joe Rogan podcast.
A must have. Yeah, I mean, I kind of miss those days, and I would really get frustrated when I would sit down and I would start to doodle and draw and do my little chicken scratch, and if I didn't get into that flow state, I'd be mad. And it's kind of felt like even recently, I'd say like a year, the last 2 years. High school was 10 plus years ago for me. And if I sit down and I try to doodle and I try to do my chicken scratch, if I don't get in that flow state or whatever it is quick enough, I'm just like, man, maybe I lost it. Maybe I don't have it, or maybe I'm just not patient enough, or too stressed out, or I don't know what it is, but it's definitely been a while since I got in that state as far as doing artwork. But
Mm.
I don't know. I do get
Uh,
lost in editing, so I guess kind of like you, the editing's kind of my go-to now.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's the video editing coming along? Like, how's that working on that software?
Yeah, so I got Adobe Premiere, the Elements or whatever 2021. I don't know if it matters. And I like it. I'm slowly starting to learn back what I kind of knew because I took a class like in college about it, of the 2 year college, community college. There we go. And it was really cool, but I don't think we did that much editing. We kind of did like, oh, what's the idea of editing? And it was a really crazy class with the crazy professor. So it seemed like half the time we were doing anything but editing. But I really like it, and I do kind of get lost in it. And I was trying to set up a thing to where one night I could like record with my family because I do a lot of family stuff. Then the next night I'll do the editing. When I tried to put that into play, like I think it was like last Sunday, I recorded like 3 videos and I uploaded 2 like that night. I'm like, oops, I kind of didn't wait to edit, but it's been really fun, and I kind of could get lost in that too. And I like how it's really simple too, because I don't do anything too crazy. I like to keep it like simple and just whatever we recorded basically is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So you like to keep it simple and you don't try to turn it into something like a big production, like try to make it way bigger than it really is, which is really good because there's a big difference between I've been noticing whenever I do my recording stuff, there's a big difference between going to the editing room and spending a whole bunch of time sitting in front of that software and slapping the stuff together and trying like as hard as you can to make it palatable or communicate some ideas that you come up with or whatever. Try to put some artistic flair in there. And then the other flip side is what you see is what you get in the moment. This is all live. Like like the streamers, they hit a button and a screen flips and it does some animation and they have to do an intro, and if they flub it, then they flub it. They don't get to go back and redo it. They just have to carry on. And so like there's this huge difference in the entertainment online. I consume the video or the whatever. It's either going to be live and they have to get really good about delivering everything good enough the first time, or there's the editing, which is what I'm more interested in, and it's trying to perfect what little you recorded, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause
streaming for me, because I streamed for like 3 months and it was cool and everything, but it definitely is different. It's you're on and it's almost like a light shining on you. You know,
mhm.
you kind of feel that warmth of the light, like, what am I doing now? Okay, what am I doing now? How do I look now? How do I sound now? Like, what am I talking about?
Mhm.
It does kind of take like some of your brain power to be like, okay, I am live. Which
Yeah.
YouTube is definitely the opposite, because even if you're recording your face, I mean, I don't know, it's just something about it that's different, and it's a lot more relaxed and enjoyable, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you know if you spend enough time on it, you can go back and change something that you really didn't like. When it's live, dude, it's done.
Yeah. Plus, it was funny getting into it. I'm like, oh, I play video games all the time. People like to watch streaming video games. I could just do that. Good. And when you hit go live and you're just sitting there and you're going back and trying to cut it, like for YouTube, it's like, man, I just spent 30 minutes not speaking, just kind of staring blankly into the screen. Like, what am I doing? Like, this isn't entertaining. I
Yeah.
guess I play video games quietly. I mean, I don't know.
Oh man, dude, I'm the quietest usually when it comes to the video games, unless I'm playing a game with like multiplayer with other people. Then
Yeah.
I'm sitting there just absorbed in the game, and I'm trying to focus on everything the game is trying to communicate to me, and that's not interesting to other people to watch, unless of course there are people that just want to watch what the video game's like.
True. I remember a funny story. I had a buddy in high school, and he would get like super into things. Like he was just one of those people that he would watch a movie and he would like cry to a lot. And he wasn't
Mm,
embarrassed, like he would just super get into things. And so I was playing like that new Doom on Xbox. I think, was it Doom? Pretty sure it was like the first Doom on Xbox, right? And it was like 3D and this and that. And I'm like, hey man, play it, play it. He's like, no, no, you play it. And so my buddy, throughout, I mean, I've known him since like elementary school. I would play video games and he would literally sit next to me and just watch. I'm like, you sure you don't want to play? And this is from like Zelda, Doom, RPGs. He'd be like, no, you play. And he would, for hours on hours, he would just sit next to me and just watch me play. So he was like almost like my first viewer on YouTube or streamer, because for whatever reason he didn't like to play video games because he got like way too into them. He would like get freaked out or whatever, and
oh
he would
wow.
just wanted to watch me. So I was kind of like his family. Then like his brothers and sisters would come in and they would sit down and they would just like watch me play.
Mm,
I don't know. Just thinking back, that's kind of what it reminded me of, like my first YouTube viewer. Anyway, so
wha-
playing Doom, I like forced him to play it. It's like, just play it, man, just play it. And like the first 10 seconds, he like jumped out of his seat, threw the remote, and like ran out the room. I was like, okay, dude, screw it. Like you don't have to play it. I'll just play it,
yeah,
dude.
don't get a you don't get to play this again. You're not breaking my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of people that watch me play video games, so I don't have to worry about that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, then, other than talking shop, what else has been going on in the world of Proto?
In my world, nothing, man. Just trying to do the video editing stuff and trying to keep up with all those things that I've got started, and we're trying to do the animal thing, so we're trying to keep up with our animals. So that's going good.
Yeah, so what's
We
that
got
all about?
well, we got 6 sheep and we've got 1 donkey, like a guard donkey, and they're
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Now, has the donkey killed anything, or
Not that I know of, other than our eardrums when he starts, like, hee hawing and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because one of the YouTubers my kids watch, I guess I want to say it was a donkey or a goat. They actually had to get rid of him because it was too violent. It would like kill all the other animals.
Oh
I'm like,
wow,
dang, a goat is like violent, or I don't know what it was.
that seems really weird, man.
That does seem weird. So, do you like milk them, or you just raising them?
Yeah, they're all
Do you milk
male
sheep?
sheep. Yeah, yeah, you milk the males.
Here we go.
Um, no, no, we don't milk them. I suppose we could. So we've got 3 females and we got 3 males right now. And, basically what they're doing is they're we got them fenced in a pretty nice 1 acre area on our property, and, they just trim the grass for us. And right now we're in the process of trying to figure out how to pay to expand the fence out to some of the rest of our property so they can munch that down because I'm not trying to spend money on a lawnmower and gasoline and stuff.
Oh, so they're just kind of like lawn care animals, so not really to sell or barter or anything.
They're not really to sell, but I mean, if time, eventually when I don't need the males anymore, we're gonna go out there and feed him some lead and, you know, eat him. The
Nah.
donkey is the donkey is supposed to be hanging out to ward off, like, coyotes that get in the pen. The donkey's supposed to, like, according to experts, the donkey's like, will kick them and keep the coyotes away.
Dang, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we've had 2 sheep die from, we think, coyotes.
Oh, snap.
So so we got the donkey, and we haven't had any problems since then. I'm not saying the donkey is 100% the reason because the sheep have gotten bigger since then, but we'll see when we have more baby sheep.
Sweet. Nice.
And we got 4 chickens too for eggs. They're not laying eggs yet, but we got 4 chickens in a coop out there too.
Is that recent?
Yep. Yeah,
Is
we
it
recently got that.
everybody? There's been a few people at work like, oh yeah, I got chickens, and even people like on podcasts, they always end up dying. It's almost
The
like you
chick
bring in, certain animals, and that brings in other animals, and seems like a headache.
Yeah, I guess it can be. I mean, it gets us outside and gets us out doing something, and, the animals are keeping the grass trimmed down and stuff. So, I mean, since I don't live in a neighborhood. I live further out in the sticks. It's better for me that way.
Sweet, sweet.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Good.
Hey, how do you like your coffee?
Uh, how do you like these coffee? Coffee's good. I love coffee.
Yeah. What do you put in your coffee?
Nothing. I drink
You
coffee
just
black nowadays.
Oh, you just drink it black, huh?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I think I started drinking coffee middle school, and I would like get sick, and I would stay home from school, and then everybody would be out of the house, and I would make like a 12-cup batch of coffee, and then put like 90% cream and sugar in 10% coffee, and I would just drink that until the 12 cups is gone and play video games all day.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, this is pretty awesome. And I would have my big old Texas cinnamon roll, the ones from Sam's. Have you had those? What is it called?
Um, I don't know. I think you got it right. Big Texas cinnamon roll.
Big Texas cinnamon roll and 18 cups of coffee,
Mm,
90% cream and sugar. And I drank that pretty much my whole life up until a few years ago. And I was like, you know what? I think I got to chill. So I just have my
yeah.
coffee black now.
Yeah,
And
me
I'll
too,
drink
man.
anything too. I really don't care.
Any
Like
kind of coffee?
yeah, I used to go to like IHOP like 2 o'clock in the morning. Them high school days, hanging out with buddies. And I would drink like 8 cups of coffee,
Yeah.
living
Yeah.
life good. But now I'm really trying to like turn it back. And even though I just drank like 8 cups today,
Oh, yeah, I've had 3 big cups.
and that was kind of the part of the thing going vegan was like, okay, no cream, no sugar, because apparently sugar's not vegan either, and caffeine's a drug, so decaf, boom.
You drink decaf coffee?
I drink half and half now
Oh, because 'cause you're not
because
100% vegan no more?
yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna
like
lose
yeah,
your vegan powers.
dude. Yesterday was a crazy day. I feel like I got a bowling ball in my stomach. I got a desert in my mouth.
You
Figures my
gonna
courage would, anyways.
oh, yikes.
But
S
Tori Amos.
How is
But
sugar not vegan, real quick?
so this is what I've heard from like a vegan guru, like a dude that's been vegan for like 25 plus years, done all the research, everything I didn't do because I'm too
Mhm.
lazy. But apparently, what he was saying is they process the sugar cane with animal bones. And when
Oh,
they turn the sugar, crunch the sugar up, it does something like that with animal bones or some BS. I don't know. It seems like a lie to me, but apparently, like the powdered, like the white, just BS sugar, it's processed
sure.
and it's processed with animal products, which
Okay.
pops out like a devil product, apparently.
Oh, man. Okay.
But there is like coconut sugar. There's other types of sugar than just sugar cane.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you can eat honey and stuff though, right?
No, honey's an animal product,
Oh, damn. Well,
but I eat it a lot.
oh, okay. Well, that's good. That makes you halfway normal then.
Yeah. Yeah, I eat a lot of honey. And that kind of replaces like syrup or sugar or blah blah blah. So even today I had a peanut butter and honey sandwich,
Hell yeah, man.
which is amazing.
That is amazing. Just think about how many peanut butter and honey sandwiches, if that's all you had to eat for the rest of your life, how many do you have in you, like, left? How
A
many
lifetime's
sandwiches would
worth.
yeah, would take you to the end? What, like, maybe 120,000?
I suppose. I mean, I could
Three
eat it
315,000?
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I eat that. And my daughter's getting
Right.
into it now. My wife, that's her go-to now. Is my wife making her peanut butter and honey because it's simple, it's quick, and my kids are so picky. But apparently, my daughter will eat that up.
Oh, man. That sounds great. And teach 'em to put bananas on it too.
Oh yeah, bananas with a little bit of cacao powder and some cinnamon. That used to be my go-to
Cacao.
breakfast.
Yeah, and maybe some bacon too. Oh, that would be so scrumptious.
Ooh, bacon's the devil. I had a bacon stick yesterday. It was disgusting.
Is it like a fake bacon stick?
I don't know. It was big. It was greasy. It sat in the car for like an hour. It
I
was supposed
don't
to be
think
like
you're
habanero heat, and it was not good.
oh, man.
So my wife and I are talking about going to Japan a
Uh,
lot.
oh, okay. You gonna vacation to Japan?
I'm going on vacation to shut down Japan in 2022. That's my plan.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to take a bunch
Cool.
of money and I'm going to blow it on one trip.
You gonna
So
you gonna get you a samurai sword?
probably not. I might get a lot of anime and maybe a t-shirt or two. That's about it. I'm mainly going for like food and stuff and just
Just
to sightseeing.
just going to eat the food?
Yeah, eating the food, sightseeing. So I mean, dude, this has been a thing. I'm the even elementary school. That's when I started watching anime before I even knew it
Yeah.
was anime.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge nerd. Before it was cool, before you kind of had a high that you watch like Dragon Ball Z and stuff. So
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Japan, and I really wanted to after high school. It just kind of never really worked out.
Sure.
But now I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it. So I've been like obsessing over it for like a few weeks. So yesterday we had this like world market down the street, and so we went out. We bought like candy, like Japanese candy. What else did I buy? Oh my gosh, chocolates and stuff. And then I took my wife to like another world market, and I bought all this like Vietnamese food, even though it's not Japanese.
Oh, you went to like the Coutwin
No, I don't know where I went to.
class in the 23rd?
No, that those are that class is a really good spot, but no, this is on Penn, South Side.
Oh, okay.
There's like a little world marketplace, and it's pretty cool. Had some coffee. I love Vietnamese coffee, dude. That's definitely a lot of cream in it. I could suck down some Japanese coffee or Vietnamese coffee, dude. And yeah, we had like a wife and Moon a day yesterday. So we was out all day having fun, eating a bunch of junk, drinking a bunch of junk, and like I said, I feel like I got a bowling ball in my stomach, dude.
Oh, from what? All the junk you ate?
Yeah, all the junk I ate because I've been pretty straight and narrow for this vegan stuff. But yesterday, so I bought like four things. I bought like a chicken rice platter. Then I bought a hot pot of like all the different seafoods and foods they had. It was like a house special. Then I bought clams. And then I got one other thing, which I'm blanking on. A sandwich, just like a whatever sandwich. And this hot pot, dude, it's an actual Bunsen burner that they say, here you go. So they give you the Bunsen burner, they give you
Mm-hmm.
this tray, and they give you this bowl that's kind of like pho, but it has all the seafood and beef and like broth and stuff in it. And you
Mm.
take it back to your table, you sit it down, and you cook it right there in front of you.
Oh man.
So imagine wife, extremely pissed off, flies buzzing everywhere. I just forced her to eat all this food that came out before this hot pot. My baby's crying, getting flies all over, and I'm sitting there cooking my own hot pot in front of her. The dude said it was 5 minutes, and she's like, cloudy. And I'm
Man,
sitting
I'd
there
like
boiling, and it's over boiling, and juices are getting everywhere. And dude, it was a crazy experience yesterday, but it was awesome.
that sounds good. Yeah, we like some pho, man. We ate some pho for the first time the other day. I'm sorry, I mean, my mother and my father and my kids had pho for the first time the other day. Me and my wife, we're big pho eaters, so that stuff is really good.
And that was the first time they've ever. Do they like Asian cuisine? You're the older generation.
The rest of the family, I really don't think so. I think my mom and my dad are just fine with the staple all you can eat Chinese buffet foods. But when they had the pho for the first time, they were like, "What the fuck is this?" And it took a minute to get them like, "Dude, it's just a bowl of noodles." And they were like, "And that's all we eat for dinner?" Like, dude, yeah, enjoy it, suck it up. Uh, I don't think they want to go back to the restaurant.
I thought you said they liked it.
I think they liked it just fine, but they didn't they didn't dislike it, but I don't think they
Mm.
want to go back.
Probably a one and done thing, you know.
Yeah, I think my kids are a little bit probably more receptive to the idea of going back and eating some pho, but I think my parents they weren't down with the clown.
Yeah, it's funny. I just talking to some people. I don't. It seems like Asian food is kind of like a almost like a really foreign thing. Like other than like you said, the all you could eat Chinese buffet. If you go
Yeah,
any more Asian-y or outside the box than that, people are like really hesitant. They're
yeah,
like, okay, what am I eating? What is this? What do you got
yeah.
me
They're
going?
they're not ready to eat some like octopus tentacles and fish eyes and stuff like that.
Exactly, because some of that does have like trout stomach, and some of that pho you could get has like stomach and
Tripe.
intestine and tripe and things like that. So yeah, it is kind of out of the box. But that's awesome. They had that experience though, and you took them there, and like that was kind of your thing.
Yeah, yeah. I've been here lately. We've been trying to eat dinner with my parents more often because until fairly recently, we would eat a lunch or eat a dinner with my parents, maybe like for Thanksgiving or maybe for Christmas, and that's it. Like we would not go out to eat. We wouldn't have
Hmm.
dinner together. So my wife said, "Hey, why don't we start doing like maybe one day out of the weekend, just get together and have dinner, no matter what it is, where it's at. We'll figure out who cooks. We'll just start doing that as a routine." And I think it's healthy because my mom and dad are home like almost alone all the time.
Yeah.
So gets them out of the house, and also we get to force them to experience the young people stuff.
That's awesome, man. It's
Yeah,
really
it's cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I ate pho. It was amazing because if anyone don't know, it's just like a bowl of Vietnamese noodles, and you have some meat, and then on the side you have like a platter of like fresh jalapenos, bean sprouts, mint leaves. I think
I think it's
lime
basil.
or basil. I think it's some. You could ask for mint leaves too. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
usually do.
Yeah, yeah, bean sprouts and some dandelion greens.
And then you have your own like sauces. Like they have like three different types of hot sauce: soy sauce, hoisin sauce, which I think is just fancy soy sauce. I don't know. And so when I first time I try it, because I'm super fat, I'm like eating it normal. I put in the lime, and it tastes like almost like a Spanish dish. Then I put in the hot sauce, and then I put in this, and so by the end of it, my broth is almost like completely changed. So you could change like the taste of your pho like 5 different times if you want. You just keep
Hmm.
adding stuff,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I like that too. This place that we went to, they didn't give us the raw beef like in the soup and let it cook before our very eyes. It was like already cooked when we got it.
Yeah, pho is usually cooked
Yeah,
before. Yeah,
the
yeah.
the place that I went to that's out right close to Classen, that place was the best pho place I'd ever had in my life. They would bring you a big ass bowl. You know, it'd be full of the noodles that you wanted and the hot broth that's like almost still boiling in the bowl. But right on top would be, I guess it's the beef brisket that they shave really, really thin. And it
Hmm.
would still be raw on top. And you push it down into the almost boiling soup and it browned before your very eyes.
Dude, I love pho so much.
Yeah,
It's
I could pho it up.
the last time I had pho was all the way on the north side, about 30 minutes, probably. Oh, what the hell was that noise?
Was it from my mic?
No, it sounded like somebody farted, but underneath my feet.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm at your house. I'm at your house actually underneath your feet farting.
Get the hell out of from under there, dude. Anyways, that was weird. Anyways, I was like 40 minutes away from my house, and I hung out with my brother, and I had two Vietnamese coffees. Have you ever had the Vietnamese coffee?
I think so. The one I remember is like mostly white in a can, like called Dr. Brown's or something like that.
So this one, if you get it at a pho restaurant, order it. They bring a glass, just a glass cup with ice filled all the way to the top. Then on the side, they bring like a heavy cream, and then they actually have a drip coffee thing to where they put over your cup and it drips the coffee into your glass. So you have to wait like 5 minutes for it to drip through like this filter, and then you
Oh,
take
okay.
that off and you put your heavy cream in there, and then you mix it all up, and then that's your Vietnamese coffee. So you almost like half make it yourself.
Okay, so it's like a percolator or something.
Percolating drip.
Hell yeah.
And I had two of those. Two of those.
Mm.
With my stomach,
Yikes.
dude, people should know my stomach's crap. And I ate my big old bowl of pho. And on the way home, dude, I almost doo-dooed myself. I mean, I'm talking about I am out of my seat, standing like a head resting on the top of my car, like, please no, clenching my butthole so hard, doing 90 down the street. I probably blew like a red light. I don't know. And I'm driving like, no, please, Jesus, no. Why did I have two coffees? I'm like fucking fudging. I drive home. I almost run through my garage door. My garage door opener doesn't work. It's dead. No, oh my gosh. I get out of my car. I jump my back fence, right? Because it's locked and I don't have the key. I jump my
Oh.
back fence. There's my back door. I'm trying to find my keys. I'm fumbling. There's a huge spider on my back door. I'm like, oh my god. I karate kicked that spider in the face.
How
Blood
did you
and
get
guts spew everywhere.
Oh, wow.
I get my keys, I run into the house, and I destroy my bathroom for like 30 minutes.
Okay. Uh yeah, that sounds like an action movie.
I'm telling you, that spider was like, hey, Dom, what's up, dude? How's it going, Cloudy? Welcome. And it was the largest spider I've ever seen. It was like almost like a wood spider. It was like green, it was like super long.
Mm.
I mean, it was insane spider. If I find a picture, I'm going to put it up now of how big and creepy this spider looked.
Mm.
And I even see it. I was like, oh my gosh, karate kick. Anyways, that was my last experience with pho.
Oh, wow. You should You should definitely go back and try some more, and
I
you should
should.
see if you can rectify that feeling you got. See what I did there?
That needs to be like a game show to where you drive 40 minutes away after eating pho and drinking a bunch of coffee and see who gets to the place first without pooing themselves. If you
There,
poo, you disqualified.
you know, the Japanese have a lot of weird shows like that. I think they have one. I've seen it on the internet where it's like these dudes take a bunch of laxatives and then they have a diaper on and they have to the last one that hasn't shit their diaper yet is the one that wins like the $10,000. And they do it like up on a stage in front of an audience.
And that's why I want to go to Japan to
No,
experience
I know
that.
that's why you want to see that stuff live.
Yes, sir.
That's so funny. I can't imagine how you got your leg up there without letting a little squirt into the pants trying to kick that spider out of the way.
I think I was in the home stretch because I was contemplating driving through my garage at this my rent place because my stupid garage door opener wouldn't work.
Man, I really feel that I feel that if I could make the jump over the fence, then it's your backyard, dude. Drop trowel, you know, take care of it right then and there.
It'd probably take me 3 days to clean up though.
uh, I don't know if it's on the dirt. I mean, how much cleaner does dirt have to be? You don't have to clean the dirt.
I guess. Oh, it'd probably like kill a patch of grass, and then every time I look at that patch of grass, it would remind me of that time I almost killed myself driving like a madman home. I was probably coming off the highway doing like 70,
Oh
trying to
wow.
merge, being like no, like feet off butt off the seat. I couldn't. I don't know why that helped, but oh
Because
my
you're able to
gosh.
flex all the muscles. Speaking of killing the grass, real quick, the first time I had ever had the concept, like I understood stomach acid, was I was over at a guy's house in high school. Maybe I was just out of high school and I was still, partying, drinking, socially drinking, and doing whatever. I was at this guy named Brandon Mitten's house, and we used to call him B Mint, and we was over there watching some. Sanford and Son, and we were drinking some beers and stuff like this. And one of the other guys there had his little brother there, and I think his little brother got sick and threw up in the front yard. These guys lived in a residential neighborhood, like a lot of people do, and I didn't know where to park. I just kind of they were saying, "Hey, come over to B Mint's house, and we're gonna watch some Sanford and Son and drink some beers or whatever." And so it's like somebody gets sick, and we're not supposed to be here partying in this guy's garage because his mom's home or whatever. And this kid goes out in the front yard and throws up, and I was like, "Cool, dude, threw up on the grass, good job." And then somebody was like, "No, that's a bad idea because he's gonna ruin the grass." And like my fragile, like, living in the country mind, I was like, "Ruin the grass? What do you mean? Like, what does that even fucking matter? It's grass." Because I'm not worried about a lawn, you know what I mean? Making sure my lawn looks good. I don't have a lawn, I've got a front yard, and if it's full of mud, then it's full of mud, and if it's full of grass, it's full of grass. Anyway, a couple days later, they told me I had to go by and see it for myself, but they told me, "Hey, where that kid threw up, the grass had turned yellow," and they had to explain to their mom that it must have been the neighbor's dog or something.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, because it killed the grass. And so, like, I was like, I got hit with this double whammy. Like, people that live in neighborhoods care about what their lawn looks like, their grass. And also, stomach acid is a thing, and it kills grass when you throw up on it. Holy shit. Who
You
knew?
you've only lived out in the country?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh man. Jeez.
Yeah. It's nice. I don't have a homeowners association coming by and telling me you know, how my grass needs to be or whatever.
That must have been a huge thing because like even in my neighborhood where I don't have a homeowners association, like the time and effort they spend on their grass is insane to me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
The gallons of
Yeah.
water they pour onto it,
And they
the
fret
18
about the
dudes. Yeah,
pesticides.
I mean, yeah, and I don't care. I mean, I need to go out in the country because I really don't care either. Like you, it's like it's just grass. It's not that big a deal, y'all. Like
Yeah, man.
chill.
there was this one person that I was hanging out with, and he had a whole bunch of snakes, and I was over there checking out his snakes that he had because he raised snakes, and he told me don't walk on the grass because he was at his mom's house. He's still living with his mom at the time, and he said don't walk on the grass. Make sure you use the sidewalk. And I was like, why don't I walk on the grass? He goes, well, because my dad wants to keep it looking good or whatever. And he said, "That's one thing my dad's always been into." And he goes, "That's what I'm gonna be into too." He said, "Whenever I get my own house, I'm gonna make sure my grass looks good." And I was like, "Isn't grass for playing on though? Like, soft underneath your kids' feet and running around and playing ball or doing whatever?" And he was like, "Oh no, no, you don't get on the grass." And
Ugh.
I was just like, "What are you talking about?"
The evolution of man, where we
Yeah.
only want hard things to stand on, like wood or concrete or
Or you just don't mess my grass up. And
yeah.
whenever I explained to him, I was like, "Dude, do you hear yourself? You're saying that the look of your grass is more important than playing on the property, the little property that you do own, than being able to play on it." And he was like, "Man, I've never thought about it." And I'm like, "That's funny because I've never thought about not getting on the grass." It was just two different people, you know.
Yeah. That's crazy. You don't hear about this snake guy anymore who has like 18 snakes in his house or a iguana or two.
Me?
No, I remember growing up, it's like every other person my dad knew had a snake or a
Mhm.
iguana or some like
Mhm.
cold-blooded creature.
Yeah.
But I guess you really don't hear about that type of guy anymore.
Yeah, those people don't have families. I'm joking. I'm joking.
well,
No, no, it's just yeah, we're almost done here, but, it's just when you get older, you don't have friends anymore. So you don't know who's got snakes or not.
that's true. I'll talk to you for the YouTube views in the comments
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
interaction.
Now what?
Now, an awkward silence brought to
Okay.
you by.
Uh, Pencils and papers. It's good to pencil and paper with your ideas when you got them. Me smart.
Dude, you killed it with that last read. That was Wyatt's favorite part is when you did the shadow raid level or whatever it was.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
She's like, "Did you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was totally me." I gave him that
Yeah.
idea, and I did his voice weird. No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was all him. I don't know. I don't know what the heck he did, but
Yeah, I need to get a little bit better about working my vocals. My voice I've got 2 different, voice changer things. I need to get better at using them.
okay, man. So thanks for joining us. I think we'll wrap it up there. Appreciate you coming on the first one. Now it's the second one.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Mr. Cloudy, and I can't wait to see the rest of your upcoming podcasts with your brothers. Hopefully, so that they can share some of their insights and some of their, info, and I'll tune into that.
Sneaky Ninja in an upcoming episode. It might take a few weeks, but I have him locked in. I definitely have him locked in. And in Wolfman now, it's going to take a little bit more canoodling. But yes, Sneaky Ninja, upcoming episode. We still have Cloudy Reacts, Family Reacts. We're going to be hopefully pumping out a lot more of that. And I want to do a Proto React. So
Mm,
you guys stay tuned. A lot of cool stuff still going to be uploaded to this channel. This have been Cloudy Talks. I'll keep it cloudy.
later.